Hey, welcome back to the Shed Builds. My name is Jerome, and today we're gonna dive into the maintenance I did on a Honda VT1100 Shadow Ace bike. Now, I've already done a video, and I'll put a link up here or there. I did a test run with this bike. Here we go. Let's hit this baby rip. Don't lean. Oh, damn! That back end was really bad. It bounces everywhere. Lost it there. And I'm doing this work for a friend of mine, and it is a really cool bike. It's the biggest bike I've worked on. Is it? I did an 1100, but it is a big twin, this one. Very cool bike. It's going to be 2 episodes on the maintenance job, and this episode number 1. All right, let's go to the video, or that way. Oh yeah, and don't forget to subscribe, please. Thanks. I'm going to work on this Honda VT1100 Shadow, which belongs to a friend of mine. She recently bought this, and I'm going to do some maintenance on it. It's been sitting for a couple of years. It's 31 years old, and it's only done 26,000 kilometers, original kilometers. So that's what I'm going to use as my reference point for the maintenance on this bike. Let's take a look at the manual and see what we kind of need to do. So every 4,000 miles or 6 months, you kind of have to do a long checklist of everything. So I'm gonna run by all these pods over here. I've done a lot already by riding it, of course. Then after 12 months you need to change the engine oil and filter. I'm gonna do that as well, just to make sure. Have a look at all the bearings and stuff, and I should replace the coolant that says over here, and clean or lubricate the steering head bearings. Now I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that. Maybe we'll have a look at that. So I'm just gonna stop at this every 24,000 or 2 years, and I'm just gonna run by all of this stuff, which is quite a lot, of course. The other thing that's gonna be done are the wheels. They are old and they are not good anymore, so I advised her to replace these. So I'm going to take out the rear wheel, the front wheel, and we're going to take these to Mr. Customs in Ede, who's going to replace the wheels for me. These are with inner tubes, so that's important to do. So these wheels are going to be replaced. I've already put up a hoist over here, so I can lift up the back a bit. That's why these straps are here, so I can raise the back end so I can get the wheel out, which means I don't have to take off the fender and stuff. It's just, I'm kind of lucky with this exhaust because I can just barely get this axle out, probably. But maybe if I raise the bike a bit more, I'm pretty sure I can get it out. Which is helpful because not all bikes have this same exhaust setup. So other things, of course, the brake fluid for the back, we're going to replace that. Brake fluid in the top, we're going to replace that. We're going to do an engine oil change, and she filled up the engine oil after it was sitting, and I think she kind of overdid it because it's way up here. Now that's way too much. It should be somewhere over there. So I'm curious to see how much oil is going to come out, but probably too much. I think I'm going to replace all the spark plugs. This cap thingy, I can't even get it out. Well, as you can see, it's broken already. Gonna replace that. I'm gonna take the seat off, both seats, because I need to get the tank off, because there's rust in the tank. Not a lot, it's doable. So with electrolysis and vinegar, I think I'm gonna get this pretty clean. I'm gonna change the fuel filter, which is somewhere buried under here. Check all the hoses. Probably change a couple of fuel lines as well, because I've seen them being a bit corroded. I should actually replace the brake lines, but that's a bit too much cost for her right now, I think. But I would like to replace them unless they are so crappy that they need to. We'll have a look at all the calipers, of course, clean them out, and I should replace the seals. We'll have a look. We're kind of on the budget here. The shock seals are still good, which is amazing. So these are a little bit damaged, but as you can see, it's completely clean. There is no seal stuff coming off. Same over here. So we're going to leave that. Should that break at some point, we can always change it. We're going to change the drive shaft oil over here. Just lubricate it again. Get new stuff in there. The battery is already changed, so it's gone to a gel battery, and that's basically going to be it, I think. Totally doable. Oil filter, of course, as well. That's basically where we're going to stop most of the maintenance and give it back to her. I've already driven it. I'll put a link up here somewhere on that video where I did the test run. There was an issue when I drove back home that the engine started to rattle really much at like 50 kilometers an hour. It was vibrating a lot more. I don't know why that happened. Yes, we're going to look at the carb as well, of course, if that has any dirt in it. So I think I'm just going to dunk that in the ultrasonic and strip it as much as I can and see if that helps. I think it's a good thing to do that, but I think that's going to be it's going to be the work on this bike. I've got a couple of days to do this, so let's get stuck in. First thing I'm going to do is remove the seats and remove the tank. There's the air filter. Let's do this. Let's take this panel off too first. Yeah, it's just residue. It's hardly closing. See that? No difference. Line for a fuel pump, I think. Over here. That's a breather hose. Alright, so breather hose, and then that thing's free. Now the oil filter is just over here underneath the bike, and I'm going to change that. So I've got this tool to do that. You just clamp this around, tighten it, and then you should have enough grip to undo this. There's the filter. He'll filter HF303. Alright, let's let it drip for a while. But that's how you take the oil out in the filter. Alright, I'm also going to change this gear oil here in the drive shaft. The manual says that needs to be done at some point. So I thought I might as well do that. I should do this after you've been driving a while, so it's warmer, but it's really, really hot today.
It's so hot! Why is it so hot?
I've already taken the tank off and the oil out, so can't do that. So I'm just going to do it coldish. There we go. Small washer there as well. Alright, I'll just let that drip. Alright, so most of the oil is now out, and I can put some new high void oil in here, gear oil. I'm just going to fill it up, put a new washer on this. I'm going to fill this up until it overflows, and it's enough. There it is. That's how it's done. You should replace the O-ring, but I think we're going to be good to reuse that. If it does start to leak, then I can always change the O-ring. So on the CX500 there is a grease nipple to grease the drive shaft over here. I can't seem to find any on this bike, so I'll have to look in the manual and see how this shaft is actually lubricated. Sure there's a spot somewhere, but haven't found it yet. We'll look. So drive shaft done, oil is out, and next is going to be the tank, and I'm going to fill that with vinegar, but first level look inside. So I'm going to check the inside of this tank. For that I have this camera. I'll put a link in the description below where you can find it. It is not sponsored.
Gee, that's too bad.
Yeah, too bad.
Or whatever phone you have. And it'll say the use plus configuration. There you go. Allow. And now you can see yourself, which is pretty cool. So I'll set this to video. And there's a light here which you can turn on and off. As you can see, I can record this, I think. So I'm actually recording on my video now. So. Alright, now we can go in. I'll just move the camera a bit, add a bit more light. And as you can see, there is rust there, but it looks like quite a bit of surface rust. And it's not too bad, really. So just little chips. That's the top of the tank, I think. Seeing here. So as you can see there, like, there's rust in the tank, clearly. There's more. Now to the front. You can see the top of the tank. So there is rust clearly in there. So I'm just going to fill it up with vinegar, leave it for at least a day, I think. Do the screw thingy, whatever I do, and then rinse it out and get some 2-stroke oil in there to get a bit of a coating, and that should work. So let's fill this up and then we'll wait for a day. So I'll just reuse this a couple of times. I'm gonna get some more in the morning, but we'll leave this overnight. I do think if I have the time, I'm gonna leave this overnight, like I said, and do electrolysis after this. Leave that for 2 days at least. Maybe do the vinegar again, I'm not really sure, but also get in the screws and stuff like that to get everything out. Although I don't know if I can get screws out really easily on this one. Okay, so the front wheel is out. Also, I checked these seals and stuff on this side and the other, and the bearings, everything looks really nice, really clean. Not a lot of dirt. I don't hear any strange sounds, no noises. I don't see any signs of crack.
As in crack cocaine?
Or cracks. So that looks actually pretty good. So I'm gonna take this off to Mr. Customs along with the rear wheel and then get some new tires on this thing and we can put them back together. So this is pretty straightforward stuff. I did check the manual before I started just to make sure, and straight and easy to do. I checked the calipers as well, the brake pads, and they are really good still. A lot of stuff still on it. I'm just gonna clean them, so I will be taking those off. I will be needing new washers for that. And again, I would like to replace the lines, but there's no money for that right now.
I got no money.
So I'm just gonna go with a clean and inspection, I think. All right, I'm gonna undo the rear wheel now. Now what I've done is I've put a spare front wheel for one of these axes in the front, just to make sure it doesn't tip over. It's still on the center here as well, and I've got it on a lift just up here, as you can see, and I can hoist the back up. But first I'm going to undo everything while the bike's still standing. So what I'm going to need to do is undo this for the rear axle, and then on the other side I've got to take off the caliper, which is going to be, I think, loosened here and here. Should be able to get the caliper off, I think. Probably this as well. That's the holder for the rear caliper, and then this pinch bolt. And then raise the bike, and then hopefully I can undo this, and then I can take out the wheel. I should be able to clear this exhaust, I hope. And then we can raise the bike and get the rear wheel off. That's these two. There goes the caliper. Alright, check the manual. I should be able to just pinch that out, so like with a drift or something. Because you want to protect those threads. There it goes already. It's quite easy. Clears the exhaust, very nice. Alright, let's try and keep this all together. That should be enough clearance. Alright, here we go. Should come off quite easily. Still stuck with the fender. Alright, so then put it back. Put it back because the fender's in the way. Lower it. Undo the shocks. Both sides. So lower it again. Undo the shocks. That's one. That should be alright, I think. Is there any way? It's gonna stay, no worries. Let's try it again. Now we're clearing. Very nice.
Come on, fly, baby.
Jesus H. Christ. Gotta push this back, I think. Somehow. Back in the wheel. And now, there it is. Alright, so the bike is out, as you can see. Or the tires. It's a good thing I could lift it up really high because this fender is really in the way on this bike. If you don't have anything like this, or you can't drop out the bottom or anything, then you really should get this removed. Which, I don't know how you do it, but maybe it's easier than it looks. But that's really in the way, and especially with this license plate also. But it's out now, everything's suspended, so I'm just going to put the tires underneath if the thing drops and doesn't fall that hard. Yeah, and it's fairly solid, I think. I'm glad I put in the front wheel over there. That really does help. Next job on the list is the carburetor over here. I want to get it out and get it cleaned. Now, I've watched a video from the Motorcycle MD. Really nice videos. They are brilliant. And he explained to me exactly how to get this carburetor out. So I'm just going to do a time lapse on how to get this thing out. I'm just going to refer to that video up here or somewhere in the description. He's done a perfect job. Motorcycle MD, if you're working on Hondas, that's the go-to guy. And yeah, just get stuck into this and get the carburetor out and get it cleaned. So I just noticed something strange, that this clamp over here was like that. So it wasn't attached completely, or it wasn't connected properly at all. So this thing may be causing the problems with the running, because it didn't have a proper vacuum. Because I just untied this one over here, which I didn't have to, and this one was already loose. So, note to lower. Forgot to take off the shock cables. I believe you can take these boots off. Check if they're intact, and they are. And be careful with this plastic cover, but you should be able to turn this. It's really... It shouldn't be tight, and it's not tight. I have to do it on the other side as well. I forgot about it. Should be a plunger thingy and a stick. And it is. So this one, there should be one on the other side as well. There is one on the other side. See if I can do that with my hand. There's the other one. Alright, I should be able. If you just lift it up sideways, like so, twist it, and there's the carb. And looks pretty okay, but what came out of the float balls was really crappy. So the boots, The boots are like really hard. Let's get some cloths in there because that's it straight down the engine there. Cool. I'm just checking the fuel lines over here, what they look like. They look okay, to be honest. I don't see any cracks at the ends, so there's no reason to assume there's any halfway, so that's a good sign. Alright, let's get the spark plugs out as well, because we're going to replace those. And get this thing from the coil. So this one, which needs to be replaced. I might as well do it right now. I think I can reach. Right here. Likewise. Kom je kijken? Kom maar. So the carb is out. I'm going to do the plugs now. And I've taken out, where is it? This cable at the front. This is the right front, and as you can see, it is cracked. And I could only get this as a single unit, so I've ordered this. That was 50 bucks, so that's a shame, but I needed to replace that. So I'm going to take out the old plugs, and as soon as they arrive, we're going to put in the new plugs. So left rear, left front, right rear, and this one's remarkable. Probably most of the water went down there as the bike was standing on the side stand, so I think that's why this one's so corroded. And they all look fairly the same. Just keeps it a distance because this GoPro doesn't like anything when you're close. But these are going to be replaced. So the carb is out of the bike. The wheels are ready to get new tires on them. Oil's been changed, a lot of stuff been done. Tank is sitting, so I'm waiting on that. And we're going to pick up the rest of the bike in the next video, and then we'll finish the bike as well. We'll finish all the jobs, and just waiting for parts now for everything to come in. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool bike. In the end, it is a cool bike, but it is a lot of work. So see you in the next video on this VT1100 Shadow Ace bike. And there's some more links up here for different videos from me, Jerome.shedbuilds. Alright, cheers. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.